Hello, everyone, and welcome to Discover Joyous Love. This is episode number 6, and today's topic is it's not cheating, it's desire. Now, I've done something on this before in the past, and when I think of the word cheating and I think of the word desire, I think of food and sex. And these are the two most common things that people desire or they use the word cheating around. Now, of course, desire is a loaded word, and with desire, we it is a good thing not to abuse desire. So there's abusive desire, and there's desire with boundaries. And cheating can come in many forms, not just in romance. For example, eating. I desire to eat a lot of sweets and sugar, but I know that if I eat too much, I can get sick or gain weight. So I create a boundary within myself, but I don't like to use the unpurposeful word cheating because really it's just the desire of the senses that we want to open up to and explore and expand and move forward in and cultivate and allow ourselves to have this freedom of expression. But we want to have the freedom of expression with desire without hurting others, without hurting ourselves. So if it's food and you're hurting yourself with disease or overweight, that would be taking away from your self love. If you're in a romantic relationship that's exclusive, yeah, of course, people call it cheating and betrayal. And it may not be exactly that. It's a desire that the other person wants to seek out more love, expand their love. And without hurting the other person, there needs to be boundaries, there needs to be communication, there needs to be a number of things in line before you can actually have this sense of desire. So, let me talk to you a little bit about desire. The problem with desire, first of all, is that people abuse it. And too much desire taps into addictions. So, people that have things, many different addictions, and they could be mild, they don't have to be anything big or serious. They can just be mild addictions that 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 propel us to run out and want to do things that are self-destructive or abusive. So the abusing desire would be, of course, overeating or say you're in sports or something, or you go to the gym, for example. I know many people they desire the gym, as I do myself every day, but to overdo it is abusive. And they overdo it because there's a desire. The senses are open, or maybe it's a compulsion. So I think too much desire comes from, stems from something like compulsive addictive behavior. And not necessarily does it have to be a full blown compulsive addictive behavior. So when we're thinking about desire, it's okay to do it, but let's cut corners, let's shape it, let's have our senses. Betraying a beloved is not healthy to hurt other people's emotions because in the long run you're hurting your own emotions. So there has to be some communication there, or some sharing, or allowing yourself to give each other the permission to have that openness within a relationship without destroying each other, without destroying the relationship that you've created. Um, it's called self-entertaining the it's called self-entertaining the self. And that's a good thing. I mean, I would say that even masturbation, too much of that could be, it's a desire, but it's abusive if you overdo it or overwatch pornography because you have a desire. So I love living my desires. I truly love holding on to that feeling and that moment. So, but you don't have to give it up. You just have to understand it. A lack of self-discipline and boundaries leads to an abusiveness within desire. A recurrence of a constant need, like eating, the recurrence of this constant need for sugar. That's a big one. I am desire. I am desire. Now step away from your feelings when you step into desire, because your feelings aren't all that is what desire is about. Of course, it's the senses and it's connecting to different feelings. But living your desires, sustaining and containing the emotions within the pulpit of desire. You're listening to Discover Joyous Love. I am your host, Anita DeFrancesco, and our topic is it's not cheating, It's desire. Honor your desires, appreciate them, love them, adore them, but don't hurt yourself or anyone in the interim. Your desires are a part of your feelings. So we have to cultivate and continue to harness these emotions. What are your desires asking you? So take a moment and write this down. What exactly are your desires asking you to do today? Do you need to have more feelings of expansiveness? Now, being a Tantra teacher, having the oneness and the Tantra, the oneness, what cultivating or at least learning how to discipline your desires takes a lot of training. So it can take training in Tantra. And we teach people how to have this balance of giving and receiving so that everybody has desire. Sometimes desire too much stems from neediness. And it's not something that you want to take away from your self love. You want to continue to have your self love. Discipline is a form of motivation, which makes you the leader of your life. So if you have discipline, you are the leader of your life. And this comes from a deep place of truth, but it takes work to get there. And it takes a lot of emotional clarity, a lot of breathing techniques, somatic work. And I do all of that work as a love and relationship coach and a psychotherapist. But we don't want to put a suppression or a lid, as we say, on the desire. I want to have the desire to have sex with someone else, or have the desire to overeat if I choose, or whatever desires, or overwork out at the gym. Let's take a breath. You're listening to Discover Joyous Love. I am your host, Anita DeFrancesco. The topic today is it's not cheating, it's desire. Now, with a partner, if you communicate, you can find the desire together, going deeper in Tantra. And this is what Tantra will teach you, how to go deeper in the relationship, how to have and find that desire within each other, to expand your desire together. But people are not wrapped up in their higher power, and it takes a long time to do the work to get there, to understand that the desire can be with the partner that you're with, and you can expand that desire with that partner. So who are you? Fulfilling these unmet needs and voids, but really desire can be fulfilling or trying to fulfill unmet needs and voids, or is it trying to find your aliveness? Is it trying to stay connected to the aliveness, the liveliness of life? So there are many different meanings. Now you have to look at yourself again and say, do you have neediness? Are you able to cultivate boundaries? Or are you searching for more aliveness? So it means that your emotions need more stimulation and you need work. But it's all good, folks. It is all good. Cheating, again, that word is just an unpurposeful word. And abusing the desire means to go overboard. Self-control, or having the responsibility of understanding about your human nature, connecting to the human nature, committing to your presence, committing to your emotions, committing to your feelings. To love someone really is a responsibility. And sometimes the entitlement and the ego get in the way, and that's where betrayal happens, or cheating, as you would call it. I call it desire. So wanting to have that desire to be with someone else is perfectly okay, as long as no one gets hurt in the interim and you don't have to destroy what you have. Building begins in your everyday life. So you start to build this up in your everyday life, this cultivation, this presence within yourself, learning how to not need so much, being contained in your truth, learning how to get to that truth. The more truth we confront, the more layers we unfold. So the more truth that we confront, the more layers we unfold. Let's take a breath. You become desire when you get to what we call bliss. So if you're feeling that blissful feeling, that love, that connectedness to the higher power, to the happiness of life, to acceptance, you are in your bliss. And this is the fullest, highest part of desire in its own right. A full passion of love is that lives in your body. So this is what bliss is and desire. It is a full passion of love that lives within your body. Self-love. I know that sounds easy, but it's something that we really need to work toward. Now, Vince Lombardi, the football coach, once said, the difference between a successful person and others is not a lack of strength or knowledge, but a lack of will. So desire gets reinforced with willpower. But if you have the willpower to curve it, to shape it, to understand what is the direction of your desire? What is the direction? Is it for a moment, a thrill for that moment? Or is it for something more purposeful or something that is going to support your emotional being? So you really want to see give the direction a desire. Having the will to move forward into what you desire in life: success, family, romance, money, career, having the desire to move forward in that. And that's what Vince Lombardi meant, is having that will, but it is backed up with desire, the senses, the essences. Have the will to stay back or go ahead. So that's what that's about. Abusive desire stems from an imbalance of the emotional, physical, and spiritual self. And some of the characters or things within your emotions that can give you this abusiveness in the desire is a fear of conflict, fear and conflict, avoiding reality, anger, neediness, low self-esteem, and avoiding our pain. So these are the things that lead to abusive desire. So on this note, I just want to say that desire is a wonderful thing to have, to open your senses and share your love and enjoy all the good things that are here on the earth, even if it is overeating a lot of sugar, or even if it is traveling and continually traveling. But we have to just separate the compulsive addictive side of our journey and where we're going. And we have to understand what is the direction of your desire. Taking a breath. Have a desirous day. Thank you for tuning in to Discover Joyous Love. I have been your host, Anita DeFrancesco, tantrawisdom.com. You can find me all over the internet, YouTube, Facebook. Look forward to hearing your comments on this.